Yes, just a minute.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to call our next witness to give evidence, Mr. Maher Khoudair.
Thank you. I understand he would like the service as an interpreter.
He would, yes, and he's got one accompanying him.
Okay.
Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God
I swear by Almighty God
that I will well and faithfully interpret
that I will well and faithfully interpret
and true explanation made of all such matters
and true explanation made of all such matters
and things
as
shall be required of me
shall be required of me
according to the best of my skill
according to the best of my skill
and understanding.
and understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to take it on and repeat after me. I swear by Allah
I swear by Allah.
that the evidence I shall give,
Sorry, say again.
that the evidence I shall give
And the evidence I give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing out of truth,
Nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the
That's
truth.
all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He understands.
Thank
So
you
do I.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Khoudair.
Yeah.
I hope you're comfortable there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fine, yeah.
Now, Mr. Millett's going to ask you some questions. If you're sure you understand his question and feel comfortable answering it in English, you could do that. But if you're not quite sure you understand it, and you may not be the only one, or if you want to express your thoughts in a way which you don't find too easy in English, we'll use the interpreter.
Okay,
All right?
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Millett.
Good afternoon, Mr. Khoudair. Can I start by asking you please to give your full name to the chairman?
Maher Khoudair.
And can I begin by saying a very big thank you to you for providing the inquiry with your witness statement, your written witness statement, and also for coming here today to give evidence. It's very important to us that you've done that, and we're very grateful to you. If you need a break at any time, please just say. I know that it can be quite difficult to relive the experiences of that terrible night, and so if you need a break, we can take a break. It's not a problem. There's no rush, and we have all afternoon if we need it. Sometimes my questions can be difficult to understand, and if so, just say, and I can ask the question again or in a different way. And sometimes when you're answering, I may be looking at my screen or at my notes. That doesn't mean I'm not listening to you. I am listening to you all the time, and what you have to say is very important. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Now, you've done a witness statement for the inquiry, and its reference is IWS 182. And I think, can you confirm to us that that is your witness statement?
Yes,
And that's an English version. I think you also made a version in Arabic,
yes,
which is in front of you in the file if you need it, at tab 2 of the little file if you need it.
okay,
But I'm going to ask you questions on your English statement, and if you need the interpreter to help you interpret your English statement, then we can do that.
Can you just pause? Are you going to be more comfortable reading the Arabic text or the English text?
I'm fine in English, no problem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Now, can I ask you please to turn to the last page of your statement, which is page 9. Page 9.
No, that's 7, isn't it?
Yes, there is a signature page. Right.
Can we get on 2 pages, please?
But this is the first time this has happened. There appears to be a technical problem with the last 2 pages of the statement, and obviously it's critical that they go into evidence. Mr. Khoudair, I'm sorry about this. We're going to have to sort this out.
Well, it's also important that those who are following the
there
evidence...
it is.
They're there. All right. Thank you.
Right, it's been found. Mr. Khoudair, that is the last page of your statement, page 9, and we can see that it carries a date of 18th of May 2018 and a signature. Can you confirm that that is your signature?
Yes.
Thank you. Have you had a chance to read this statement recently?
Yeah.
You have. And can you confirm that its contents are true?
Yes, true.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Now, we are going to be looking at a number of CCTV pictures, not very many, and some other photographs taken after the fire. They don't have any pictures of the building on fire, but I always have to give a warning just in case people find those photographs distressing. But we'll come to them. Can I start with some questions about your background?
Okay.
You, I think, say in your statement that your family home at the time of the fire was flat 64 on the 9th floor of Grenfell Tower.
Yes.
And in June 2017, can you tell us who was living there with you?
Say again, I can't hear.
In June, at the time of the fire,
Sorry, I'm sorry. If you would like to have the question translated...
No, I need to repeat. I can't hear the questions.
would you like Mr. Millet to keep his voice up?
Yes, a little bit loud.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Millet, I think you're going to have to keep your voice
Yes.
up and to make the questions particularly short, because if it becomes apparent that Mr. Khoudair needs some help, we can then have the question translated, you see.
yes, of course.
May I ask that it is translated? Obviously, I've had quite a lot of contact.
Yes.
And I do think it's important that he fully understands the question.
You think he won't necessarily understand the question if it's not translated?
I think that, as you can see, his level of English is very good indeed, but I think this is so important that I think it should be translated.
All right. Well, Mr. Millet, it
Happy
will
to.
avoid any uncertainty, won't it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, Madam Interpreter, we're going to use you for all the questions and answers. So can we do it in the traditional way in that case? Right. Off you go, Mr. Millet. Yes.
Right. In June 2017, who was living in flat 64 with you?
Me, my wife, and 3 kids.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
If we're going to use the interpreter, we better do it properly. So,
Okay. Okay.
now you give your answer in Arabic.
My wife and my 3 kids.
Yeah. I'm thinking, Mr. Weatherby, you're going to have to be
Okay,
pragmatic
I can't
about
answer.
this.
Mr.
That's
Khoudair,
all right.
thank
Don't
you.
worry.
Continue.
No,
We
that's all right.
understand each other very well.
Okay.
Okay. And what year did you move in to flat 64?
I remember maybe 2013. That's what I remember.
Okay. Were you alone when you moved in to flat 64?
Yeah, I'm alone.
Did your family join you later?
They joined me live 30th of November 2016.
Thank you. Now, can I ask you to look at a picture or a plan of Grenfell Tower, which is MET 000-12593 at page 12. Mr. Khoudair, this isn't a layout of the 9th floor. It's a standard plan which shows the layout of every floor upwards and including the 4th. Flat 64 is where on this plan? You can see that flat 14, I can help you. Flat 14 is the yellow one on the west side, the left-hand side.
Okay.
So is that where flat 64
Yes.
would be? Thank you. And was it a one-bedroom flat
Yes, 1 bedroom.
with 3 windows facing west, like in
Yeah.
this picture?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell us, where did your daughters sleep?
In the living room.
In the living room. And who was your landlord at the time of the fire?
TMO.
TMO. And were they always your landlord?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you some questions about how you were able to get to and from your flat after the refurbishment in 2016 finished.
Yeah.
Okay? And you say in your statement on page 2 that you've used crutches since 2009.
Yes.
After the refurbishment, if you had to leave your flat, how would you normally get down to the ground floor?
Before when I signed for tenancy agreement, first time when they offered me the flat, the interest was in the lobby, the same where we are now. After then, when I moved to my flat, they closed it and they asked the people to move from the bridge. So I lose all the way from the bridge to get to the building. I spent about more than 2 years and a half, and I complained to the MP, Miss Victoria, about the situation. And we have meeting with her and with the people from TMO about walking all the time, because I fall down about a lot of time because for the weather, raining and snow sometime. Sometimes I didn't leave my home because for the snow, for the rain. I asked some people to help me, to give me stuff and food to my place. I pay them, and I complained a lot about this situation. We met with somebody from TMO and with the Victoria Bowick, and they asked that I told them about the interest for the flat. It's too dangerous for me to go over the bridge to get my flat or go to the building. They said after 2 weeks or 3 weeks we can open the interest from the lobby, and they spent about 1 month and a half. They opened again.
Right.
Right. Now, Mr. Millett, I don't think he understood your question in the sense that you asked it, although he gave us a very full answer. And I'm concerned that we aren't going to have an adequate meeting of minds, if you see what I mean.
Well, let me try the question one more time.
Well, I think it would be more satisfactory if we did use the interpreter.
Very well.
Now, Mr. Khoudair, you do speak English well, and you obviously understand it, but it's very important for me to understand clearly what you're saying. So I'm going to ask you to use the interpreter.
Okay.
So you wait for Mr. Millett to ask the question, which you'll keep nice and short. The interpreter will then translate it into Arabic for you. You then answer in Arabic,
Okay.
and she will translate your
Okay,
answer.
no problem.
I know
No problem.
it's rather laborious,
Okay,
but
no
I
problem.
think we're less likely to get across
Okay.
properly. Is
No
that all
worries.
right?
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you. Now off you go, Mr. Millett.
Right. After the refurbishment was finished, how would you normally get from your flat to the ground floor of the building?
من بعد ما خلص التجديد كيف كانت تنتقل من شقتك إلى أسفل المبنى؟
بالأسانسير بالليفت كنت استعمل الليفت.
I used to use the lift.
Right.
But بعض أوقات كان الليفت بيكون في واحد مش معطل. Okay.
Sorry, I'm now going to have to interrupt you again because the lady who's doing the transcribing or the stenographer isn't getting a good signal.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Can you try and actually you're the person we're going to have to hear.
Okay.
So, can
All
you
right
make
then.
sure yes.
Yes.
You can be this distance, but
Okay.
all right. Should we try that? Thank
Okay.
you. All right. Come on, Mr.
Yeah,
Millett.
we got the answer to the question.
We got the answer to the question,
Yes,
but
so I'm going to ask
it's
another
obviously
question.
difficult for the stenographer.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I think we're getting there.
Yes.
So my next question is, did you ever have to use the stairs to get to the ground floor after the refurbishment?
من بعد التجديد هل اضطريت انه تستخدم الدرج حتى تنزل على الطابق التحتاني؟
مرة واحدة طلعت على الطابق الأول وكان الأسانسيرين معطلين، بعدين جربت نشتغله عم نشتغل واحد بس.
Once I had to use the stairs to go to the first floor because the lift was broken. Then when I got there, I managed to use the lift.
I see. Now, can I ask you some questions about windows? Can you please be shown page 3
بتطرح عليك أسئلة بتتعلق
of your statement?
بالشبابيك.
And at the foot of page 3, you can see a heading, windows,
تشوف هون مكتوب windows.
and you say in the first sentence, I remember the windows only had a small gap. After they were changed, there was a gap.
بتذكر إنه بالنافذة كان في فخذ صغير بعدين رجعوا غيروا وكمان ضل في فجوة.
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry, I think the best thing is if I show you what's on the statement, you translate the statement in English back into Arabic for Mr. Khoudair, and then I'll ask the question.
بعد ما طرح عليك الأسئلة إذا فيك تنتظر السؤال.
Okay?
Go on.
Right. So you say, I remember the windows only had a small gap. After they were changed, there was a gap. My question is, where was the gap after the windows were changed?
من بعد ما غيروا النوافذ وين كانت موجودة الفجوة؟ It's up on the window frame where they use a sticking material to close the window.
Okay. Whereabouts on the window frame?
وين على المضبوط على النافذة وين مضبوط؟ On the corner.
On the corner, on the top corner or the bottom corner? Top corner. Okay. How big was the gap?
قديش كان كبير الفجوة؟ It was big at the beginning before they changed the window, but then it became smaller, but it was still there.
Right. When you say they changed the window, is that during the refurbishment?
خلال التجديد, yes.
Right. Okay. If you go to the top of the next page, page 4, you say there was a bigger gap now. When did the gap get bigger?
قلت إنه الفجوة صارت أكبر. متى صارت أكبر؟ Where they put the fan? In the kitchen.
Right. And when was... Is it that time that the gap that you were talking about got bigger?
هل في هذا الوقت الفجوة اللي عم تتكلم عليها أنت صارت أكبر؟
رجعوا حطوا مطر أنا عملت كومبلين عم رجعوا كمان سكروا كبرت هي شوي سكروا.
I complained about it, but they came and repaired it another time and closed it and sealed it.
I see.
شو؟
Okay.
And it was the gap was appearing again because of the wind.
After the windows were replaced as part of the refurbishment, could you feel any air coming through the edges of the windows
من بعد
in any
ما
rooms?
من بعد ما صار في تجديد كنت عم في شيء هواء عم بيحصل كان بيفوت من النافذة. I used to hear some whistling.
Right. And do you remember where the whistling you heard was coming from?
من وين؟ Living room.
The living room. And was that living room windows? Right. And which part of the windows in the living room did you hear the whistling coming from?
Let the interpreter translate.
ما في شباك شباك من أي قطعة من الشباك كنت شايف الصوفرة عم تسمع الصوفرة. It was the last. I believe it was the last window on the wall in the living room.
Okay, if we can go back to the map, the plan that we looked at a moment ago, which is MET 000125993, page 12. Can you point out, Mr. Khoudair, which window you heard the whistling from after the refurbishment had been finished?
أي شباك فيك تدلني عليه؟ Here at the corner, if you can see, it's at the corner where it's written flat 4.
Yeah.
It's at the corner there.
Right. So the witness, for the record, the witness has pointed out the southernmost window
عم بدلع
in
عم بحط
the
وين
living
عم
room.
Yes.
Yes. And which side of that window do you remember hearing whistling coming through?
تعرف الشباك يعني أي وين بالشباك كان عم بيجي الصفوير؟
المشكلة ما كنت عارف حتى كان الشباك هذا خرب واجوا صلحوه مرة ثانية.
The problem is I didn't know, and the window which was next to it was damaged, and they came to repair it.
Right. Who came to repair it?
مين إجا صلحه؟
حكيت مع تيم أو بعتوا شيء تراجع زي عملية التجديد البناء.
I talked to the TMO, and they sent a company called Ryden, and the company was responsible for the renovation.
Right. After they repaired it, did you still hear whistling through the window?
من بعد ما صلحوه بعد كان في صوفر بالشباك. Yes.
Right. Do you remember what they did to try to repair it?
تعرف شو عملوا على المضبوط حتى يصلحوه؟ No.
حطوا هاي المادة.
They put a material, something that sticks.
Really?
Yes.
Can you do?
It is like foam. Okay?
Like foam. Right. What, in a can or compression?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're right.
Okay. Now, on page 3 of your statement, if you go back to that, under communal area, I just want to ask you about that. You say,
المنطقة المشتركة.
and if you could please translate, Madam Interpreter, that would be,
Could you
be great. You say there were no...
lines?
ما
Anything?
كان
Translate
في
this.
أي
Yes.
رشاشات، ما كان في أي رشاشات، ما كان في أي شيء كمان يتخلص من الحريق في التور، ما كان في. No, yeah.
Okay. You say in the second sentence there is some sort of fire alarm at the bottom. What is that?
بقول إنه في نوع من إنذار للحريق في الأسفل. شو هو هذا النوع إنذار الحريق؟ نوعا من إنذار للحريق، يعني من صفاية الحريق.
اللوبي كان في واحدة عندها فاير ألارم.
I think they had a fire alarm in the lobby, but we did not hear it.
Right. What did you see in the lobby that made you think there was a fire alarm?
شو اللي شفته أنت بالمدخل اللي بيخليك تفكر إنه في كانت I looked at the ceiling and it was there.
وقت عملوا التجديد
After they ended the refurbishment, I looked at the ceiling and it was there.
Okay, which lobby? Do you mean the ground floor lobby or the lobby
Ground
outside
floor.
your flat?
Yes, the ground floor.
Okay. Now, you say, I did not see any fire signs anywhere.
ما شفت أي إشارات للحريق بأي مكان ما.
What do you mean by fire signs there?
شو قصدك بإشارات الحريق؟
إنه إشارات السلام إنه
Fire safety signs.
Fire safety signs. Can I show you a picture, which is BLAR quadruple 02516.
I meant something for disabled people, for people with disability.
Right.
in case there is a fire.
Right.
هذا الإشعار.
Here is a sign that I should tell you what this is. This is a photograph
هيدي
taken
صورة
after the
مأخوذة
fire
من بعد ما حصلت الحريق.
of signs between the lifts on the wall at level 3 in the building.
هيدا محطوط هيدا الإشعار محطوط بين المصعدين في رقم 3 في طابق 3. I don't know. I didn't see any of this on floor 3 because I used to take the lift.
Right. So my question is, did you ever see a sign like this on your floor?
شفت إشعار مثل هيدا على الطابق اللي عايش فيه. Maybe there was something similar, but there was nothing for disabled people.
Right, but just focusing on this sign, did you ever see this sign in the building?
I can't remember.
Okay. Did you were you aware of any plan that if there was a fire in the building, residents should stay in their flats?
عندك علم انه كان في ارشادات انه اذا صار في حريق بالمبنى يتعين على السكان ان يبقوا في الشقة. No.
No. Did anybody ever give you any fire safety advice?
هل حدا اعطاك ارشادات لمقاومة الحريق؟ No.
No. As at June 2017, what was your understanding about what you should do if there was a fire somewhere else in the building?
في خلال هذا الوقت يعني في شهر 6 2017 أنت كيف كنت لازم تفهم شو لازم تعمل إذا صار في حريق؟ I wasn't expecting a fire, so I didn't even think about it.
Right. Okay. Now I'm now going to ask you about the events of the night of the
نتكلم على
fire.
الأحداث اللي حصلت في هذه الليلة.
Can you go to page 4 of your statement? And you say in paragraph 12,
رمضان. كان وقت رمضان. فتنا نمنا الساعة 10:30.
that you went to bed early, about 10:30 p.m. So that's the start. You then turn over the page, and at paragraph 13, you say, at about 1:15, let's just turn the page there. Paragraph 13, at about 1:15 a.m., my eldest daughter knocked on my bedroom door.
تقريبا ساعة 1:15 بنتي.
She said the fire is building.
قالت لي إنه في حريق بالمبنى.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's correct.
So my question is, how did you know, or how do you remember that it was 1:15 a.m.?
كيف تتذكر إنه كانت الساعة 1:15 يعني؟
أنا سألت زوجتي كنا نايمين سألت زوجتي قد الساعة مش عم تقول الساعة هلا أكل
We were sleeping. I asked my wife what time it was because I heard a knock at the door and she said it's 1:15.
Okay.
كنا نفطر قبل الصيام قبل وقت الصيام كنا ناكل قبل الصيام نشرب مي نرجع ننام.
Because it was Ramadan, we broke our fast and we had in the evening. We ate at night and we sleep, so we get up in the morning to eat at dawn.
Yes.
And also to drink some water.
فاعتقدنا إنه فيقنا مشان نفز ناكل ونشرب مي.
I thought that she's waking us up to get up and eat and drink.
I see. So you thought it was eating time already. Do you know what woke her up?
تعرف شو هو اللي وعيها؟ شو اللي وعيها لبنتك؟
اني كان لسه برمضان بحكوا الاصدقاء كمان جاي جديد من سوريا فبيحكوا مع اصدقائهم وقت السحور.
She and her sisters were awake because it was Ramadan, and they were not sleeping. They were talking to their friends till they stay awake till dawn, till the morning.
Right.
Not the morning.
تلاقي ساعة
Late, about 2 o'clock.
till 2 o'clock, and then we eat and they eat and go to bed.
Right. Okay. Now, you say that your daughter Wala said the fire is building. What did you understand she said to you?
قالت لك حريقة بالمبنى، شو فهمت عنها؟
ما توقعت بصراحة وقلت له استنوا ما تسوي شيء. بشوف مشيت على ركبي ما قدرت امشي على رجلي. مشيت على ركبي ورحت فتحت باب انا ماشي على ركبي. اخذ وقت وقف على رجلي.
I wasn't expecting that. I told them not to do anything. I did not have time to use my clutches, so I really walked on my knees to the front door. And then he gave me the clutches and I took them from them.
Can I stop you? Can I just ask my question again? Do you remember what your daughter said to you?
تتذكر شو قالت لك بنتك؟
في حريقة بالبناية.
She said there is a fire in the building.
Fire in the building. And you said, or you say in your statement, I thought she was wrong. If you look in the second line there.
اعتقدت انه هي غلطانة. Yes.
Why did you think she was wrong?
ليش اعتقدت انه هي غلطانة؟
ما توقعت ما متوقع يعني يصير يكون في حريقة.
I wasn't expecting a fire to happen. I wasn't expecting any fire.
كنت نايم وفاجأتني بالموضوع.
Because I was sleeping and I was startled when she woke me up with the issue.
Okay, and then you go, if you go a little bit further down paragraph 13, you say, I opened the bedroom door and next to my right side I saw a pipe where technicians do work, where the stopcock is. I saw a bit of smoke.
شفت وقت فتحت أنا الباب على اليمين شفت أنبوب بيشتغلوا هون أنا أحول شو اسمه بالعربي. I saw a hole.
I see.
Not a pipe. I said I saw a hole.
You saw a hole. Okay. Could you tell us, in as much detail as you can, where you saw the smoke at that time?
فيك تقلنا على المضبوط وين شفت أنت الحريق؟
فتحت الباب.
الدخان.
فتحت باب البيت على ايد اليمين فوق كان في فتحة. هاي فتحة هي البايب تبع الماء وكذا فكان يطلع دخان أسود منه.
I opened the door. It was on my right, up in the ceiling. There was like a hole for the boiler or the pipes. I don't know, a pipe, maybe water pipe or something like that. There was black smoke coming out.
Coming out into the
lobby.
Into the lobby.
Into the lobby of your flat?
No, the lobby outside.
Outside the. So let me.
Sorry, I can't hear the witness now.
No, the
Right.
difficulty is we're going to have to stick to the.
Or if it goes in the middle slightly.
Well, I understand your difficulties. Can I? I'm sorry. I know you understand a lot of the questions that are being put to you, and I know that instinctively you want to answer in English, but it won't work very well, particularly for the transcribers.
Okay, no problem.
We'll have to do it in the ordinary way. So let the question be translated for you, then give your answer in Arabic, and then we shall hear the interpreter's translation. Is that right? Right?
The hole was next to the door, up in the ceiling, in the lobby.
Okay. Now let's just take a step. If I can just take a step back. So you open the bedroom door, And where do you go into from your bedroom?
وقت فتحت باب أوضة النوم لوين بس فتحت باب أوضة النوم لوين دخلت؟
رحت على مدخل البيت يعني نفسي رحت على مدخل البيت.
I went to the entrance.
حكيت معهم شوي إنه شو في حريقة الهند.
And I talked to my daughters and I asked them what's happening. They said there's a fire. And I told them not to do anything. I opened the door. And I opened the door and the smoke was coming out of a hole in the ceiling.
Okay. Now, so taking it step by step, you opened the bedroom door. Did you see smoke at that time?
في وقت فتحت باب غرفة النوم ببيتك أنت هل شفت شيء دخان؟ No.
Okay. So you opened did you see any smoke in your flat at that time?
شفت شيء دخان ببيتك أنت؟ No.
Okay. So you opened the front door. Is that when you first see smoke?
أول مرة شفت الدخان وقت فتحت الباب الباب الأساسي. Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So I see. Okay. Can we look then at paragraph 15? And you say you opened the front door and you saw smoke in the top part of the ceiling.
فتحت الباب الأمامي وشفت دخان في أعلى السقف. Yes, that's correct.
Is that the first time you saw smoke?
هيدي أول مرة بتشوف الدخان فيها. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, in the top part of the ceiling, if you can remember, where exactly did you see the smoke?
في أعلى السقف وين على المضبوط شفت الدخان؟ It wasn't at the ceiling as such. It was on the wall, which is of course perpendicular to the ceiling. On the wall, which is perpendicular to the ceiling, and there was a hole in it.
A hole in what?
وين كان الفخذ مفقود؟ It was a hole that was done for the pipes, water pipes, to go through.
Okay, which?
And there was a door next to it for maintenance in case they need to do any work. They open that door.
Right. How big was the hole?
قديش كبير كان الفخذ؟ Diameter? 25 centimeter. I'm not sure. 25 centimeter diameter. I'm not sure.
Okay. And did the hole have a pipe coming through it?
كانوا الأنابيب عم تدخل عليها. They were inside it.
Okay. And which direction was the smoke travelling in that you saw at that time?
بالنسبة للدخان كيف الدخان بأي اتجاه كان عم بيروح؟ Up.
Into the lobby?
To the ceiling.
Up to the ceiling. It coming into the lobby from the hole. Is that right?
عم بيجي من اللوبي بالمدخل لفوق مزبوط. Yes.
Okay. Right. Now, in paragraph 15, you say it was coming from a hole where the pipes outside my flat next to my front door. There's some kind. Sorry.
أنابيب هون في خارج شقتي وحد خارج من جاي من فخذ حد الأنابيب خارج شقتي حد الباب الأمامي. Yeah, that's correct.
And you say this is where the smoke is coming from.
قلت من هون جاي الدخان. Yes.
How far below the ceiling was the hole you saw the smoke coming from?
إذا بتطلع على الفخذ قديش كانت المسافة بين السقف والفخذ؟ It's an opening. It's not a hole. It's as such. It's an opening.
Right.
That they did. That was done on purpose for for work.
Right. And how far below the ceiling was the opening that you've just
المسافة
described?
بين السقف والفتحة قد ايه كان؟
ما بظن كثير يعني 4-5 سم.
4 to 5 centimeter. I don't believe it was that wide.
متذكر يعني
I can't remember exactly,
Okay,
كثير يعني.
but not that wide.
right. So quite, is this right? Quite close to the ceiling? The hole was close to the ceiling?
الفتحة كانت قريبة على السقف. I can't remember exactly.
Right. And what colour was the smoke? Do you
شو
remember
كان
what
لون
you saw?
الدخان؟ Black.
Black. And how much smoke in the lobby was there that you saw when you opened the front door?
وقت فتحت بابك الأمامي قديش شفت دخان بالمدخل باللوبي؟ There wasn't much smoke.
Right. Now, I want to go back and ask you about the cupboard that you refer to in your statement in the third line of paragraph 15.
بتكلم
Can I show you a picture, which is BLA quadruple 02514?
بده يفرجيك هلا صورة. اوكي. بالنسبة إلى
Now, this is a photograph taken after the fire on floor 6.
هذه أخذت من بعد ما حصلت يعني اختيارها من بعد الحريقة.
And we can see a cupboard opposite the lifts there.
وجه اللي شايفين هون مثل حاطينها. Yes.
Is that the cupboard you're talking about?
هيدا
That
اللي عم
kind of
تتكلم
cupboard?
عليه. No, it wasn't this one.
Not that one?
No.
Okay. Do you know, or can you see anything in that picture which looks like the cupboard you're talking about?
فيك تشوف هون تدل على تشير إلى أي شيء.
لا.
الخزانة اللي عم تحكي عليها.
لا مو من هون. لا. هي كانت بالباب هون. هون في بيت مو هون بيت. أنا بجهة بيتي كان هيك وكان في فتحة هيك يعني هيك الفتحة كانت.
وين؟
مو من هون.
It's not here. No, I cannot see it here.
Okay. Now, you say in your statement that there are pipes
قلت في أنابيب.
which go into my flat. In the middle, if you go back to paragraph 15, you say, I don't know what these pipes are for.
ما بعرف شو هدول الأنابيب.
These pipes go into my flat.
بيدخلوا إلى شقتي. Yes.
There are 3 holes for the pipes. The cupboard is near the lifts.
3 فقط
Um,
للأنابيب وكمان في خزانة حد المصاعد. Yes.
do the pipes come out of the cupboard into your flat?
هل هن بيخرجوا الأنابيب من الخزانة إلى شقتك؟
المواجهة بيجوا من الخزانة المواجهة الليفت.
They come out of the cupboard opposite the lift.
Right.
في هون كان بعرف الهابروت أنا ما بعرف شو استخدموا له شو مالي انجينير أنا ما بعرف.
I don't know. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know if it was something for hot water, but I don't know.
Okay. And was the smoke coming out of the cupboard, or was it coming from the pipes or around the pipes?
هل الدخان هو خارج من الخزانة أم عم يخرج من الأنابيب؟
لا ما في شيء. ما شفت شيء.
I didn't see anything.
Right. When you opened the front door at that time, were the lights in the lobby on?
وقت فتحت الباب أول مرة كان الضوء موجود بعده باللوبي. Yes.
And how close to your front door was the smoke that you could see?
وقديش المسافة كانت بالنسبة للدخان قريبة على الباب طبعا باب البيت؟ قديش؟
مثل يعني تطلع بيت مباشرة
It's when you come out of the house, it's directly opposite,
Directly opposite.
on the right side.
Okay. And how much smoke from the ceiling down did you see?
وإذا وقت كان في دخان قديش شفت الدخان نازل من السقف؟
أنا يعني مباشرة كنت أخذ قراري لما شفت الدخان عم يطلع أخذت قراري كان عندي أولاد لابسين جاهزين دراستي حطيت جاكيت عليها ونزلوا كلهم تحت ما فيني احسب الدخان.
I don't know really how much smoke there was because at the time I made my decision, my children were getting dressed and my wife was getting dressed and they were going down the stairs.
Okay. And did you could you tell how much smoke was coming in? Was it coming in a lot or was it just coming in a little?
بالنسبة لكمية الدخان فيك تقول الدخان كان كميتها كتيرة أو شوي أو شو؟
لا مو هالكمية كبير بس كان مثل دخان.
It wasn't a lot of smoke, but there was smoke.
يعني شيء بدق كان في شيء حريقة يعني.
That it's something that showed that there was fire.
Okay. And then you say, I shut the front door and told the children to go back to bed.
بعدين بتقول سكرت أنا باب البيت وقلت لهم يروحوا يناموا. Yes.
What made you decide to stay in the flat?
ليش قررت إنه تبقى بالشقة؟
لأن كنت سمعت في سيارة إطفاء تحت.
Because I heard sirens of a fire brigade downstairs.
وعتقد إنه يحلوا المشكلة يعني.
And I thought that they have sorted the problem.
بس لما فتحت الباب نص دقيقة بعد ما قلت لولادي فتحت الباب مرة ثانية الدخان كان طالع من فوقها صار أكثر.
And then 30 minutes after, when I opened my door again, I saw that the smoke was quite a lot.
فقلت لهم مباشرة نزلوا تحت.
And automatically I told them to go downstairs.
Okay. Now, in your statement, still in paragraph 15, you say, in the next sentence, my youngest child touched the wall and said it was hot.
بنت الأصغر شيء هي لمست الحيط وقالت إنه حامي.
صح.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, do you know which wall she touched?
تعرف أي حيط هي لمسته؟
تبع الليفينج روم opposite the window.
The living room wall opposite the window.
Okay. Perhaps we can have that map back, the plan,
حطيت من السراير.
which is MET 00012.
This is where on the side where I put the beds.
Okay. If we could have the plan of that back, please, which is MET 000122593. Could you just tell us which wall she touched?
أي فيك تفسر لنا هون أي حيط هي لمسته؟ This one.
I'm so sorry?
Can you describe where he's pointing?
It's where it said hydrant, next to the hydrant.
Oh, right. Okay.
هون ما هي؟ هون. Yeah, here, yeah.
That wall there.
Here, yes, here.
So the internal, so the external wall between the lobby and the lounge in flat 64.
عم بتقول إنه هيدا الحيط البراني بين
هذا الحيط كان حيط هون كان في السراير تبعاتهم ولا سراير.
Their beds were against that wall, and it was the wall where the beds against which the beds were.
Can I just ask you, while we're still on this plan, could you point out on this plan where the cupboard is, where the pipes were, where you saw the smoke?
فيك تدل هون وين الخزانة موجودة وين طلعت منها الدخان؟
هذا المدخل البيت هي محل هون.
At the entrance, هيدا المدخل هيك. هون. At the entrance, if you look at the entrance of the flat,
Yes.
and here it's on the there is a corner and it's around there before you enter the flat.
So, on which side of the corridor? The south side or the north side?
On the north side corridor, north. North side here وين هون ما هي؟ Yes, here on the north side of the corridor. It's where the shower. Where the shower is, if you look up at the shower,
Yes.
the wall near the shower, and then there is a corner there, and there is a small line.
Yes.
هون ما هي؟ هون. higher.
You move the cursor up a bit.
And then you go
Okay,
higher,
right.
higher. You go on the line. Yes, there's a line. Lower. Please, lower. Yeah. There's a line. And then you go along the line.
Go to the right along the line,
Yes.
out
and
of the
then
flat.
There it is. Yes.
There.
Yes.
So by the front, right next to your front door.
حد الباب الأماني. Yes.
Okay. Right, I see. There. And the witness is identifying the southernmost side of the front door into flat 64. Okay. Okay. Now, continuing with the question, we've got the hot wall, which you've identified. How long after coming back into the flat, when you came back into the flat the first time, how long after doing that did your daughter tell you that the wall was hot?
من بعد ما دخلت إلى المنزل أول مرة، من بعد قديش قالت لك بنتك إنه الحيط حامي؟
مباشرة بعد ما شفت الدخان وجات كانوا كلهم لابسين، هي كانت عرفانة إنه حدك بابا حد
Straight away after I came back to the house, they were all dressed to leave, and she said to me that the wall was hot.
Really? Did you touch the wall, feel the wall yourself?
أنت لمستوش؟ Yeah, I had no time to do so.
Okay.
I had decided that they should really leave immediately.
What had made you decide to leave immediately?
ليش أنت قررت إنه يتركوا مباشرة؟ I was worried about the gas pipes that were in my kitchen.
Right. And what was the temperature in your flat like?
والحرارة بشقتك كيف كانت؟ Normal.
Normal. Okay. Could you smell smoke in the flat by that time?
في شقتك في هذا الوقت كنت تقدر تشم ريحة دخان؟ No.
In paragraph 16 of your statement, you say, if we can just go back to that, my daughter Rawan then saw debris falling down outside. Rawan said that it was like balls of fire. I straight away told everyone to leave as I was worried that the debris would just kill us all.
إنه بنتي روان شافت في تساقط وقالت لي قالت إنه مثل كأنه دويرات حريق. قلت لهم كلهم إنه يتركوا على الفور لأنه كنت خايف إنه تتساقط عليهم هذه الأنقاض.
مظبوط هذا حديث إنه بس كله تم خلال نص الحكي.
Yeah, yes, that's correct, but everything happened within 1 minute.
Right. How long did you spend in the flat between opening the front door for the first time and leaving the flat with your family?
قديش وقت مضيت بالشقة من وقت ما فتحت الباب أول مرة لحديت ما تركت؟ What do you mean? It's from the front door to my bedroom? What do you mean?
No. How much time did you spend in the flat after you first opened the front door and leaving with your family?
أول
Between
ما
the two.
قديش وقت مضيت من أول ما مرة ما فتحت الباب أمامي 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Okay. Did you see the debris falling down yourself?
شفت الأنقاض عم تتساقط أنت؟ Flashing. I saw flashing.
You saw flash out of the window.
من الشباك. Something lightning.
Right. Where did you see that? Do you
وين
remember?
شفتهم هيدولي؟ I just I looked outside the window for a very short, quickly.
Okay. Could you see the debris yourself?
أنت فيك كنت تشوف الأنقاض شخصيا؟ I saw it. I saw the debris when I went downstairs from outside.
Right, but not when you were in the flat.
مش وقتها كنت أنت في داخل الشقة.
كنت شفت فلاش
I was seeing like flashlight
وطبعت منه
and fireballs and like fire lightning.
Right.
انه يمكن كان ينزلوا على كمان على البلاد يلعبوا مشان هيك طلعت الاضاءه.
Maybe they were they were hitting the ground in the playing area, and afterwards they go up.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look out of your windows in the flat?
كان عندك المجال إنه تطلع من الشباك؟ No.
Okay. Can I ask you then to look at paragraph 17, which is underneath the heading, How the Fire Spread.
نعم بالنسبة كيف الحريق امتد.
And you say there, when I then opened the front door, there were black flumes, like a black cloud descending. It was a heavy black smoke and tasted like a plastic or wooden smell.
وقت فتحت الباب الأمامي كان في دخان أسود مثل كأنه كلاود يعني أسود عم بينزل. كان دخان أسود وكان طعمته مثل ريحته بلاستيكي أما ريحته خشب. I didn't see any smoke, but there I smelled plastic smell.
Okay, we'll come to that in just a second. My first question is, was there more smoke when you opened the front door for the second time than the first time?
Yes, yes.
How much more smoke?
قديش كان في أكتر؟
فتحت أول مرة الباب عن خلال الاستيقاظ كان الدخان عم يقطع كان شوي بعدين.
When I opened the door for the second time, the smoke was heavier.
Heavier?
Heavier. That's why I made the decision and asked my family to leave. And I heard some noises downstairs as if there was a lot of mess. Maybe it was the people going down the stairs.
Right. When you opened the front door for the second time, could you see, how far could you see through the smoke?
تاني مرة وقت فتحت الباب الأمامي قديش المسافة كنت فيك تشوفها بالدخان. It's the same distance. But the smoke was heavier.
Smoke was heavier. And how far down from the ceiling did the smoke come on that second occasion?
قديش تقريبا كان نازل من السقف. As you can see, it was going along and going up.
It was going along and up?
Yes.
The smoke was?
Yes.
Where was it going up to?
لوين نطلع لفوق? To the ceiling. I didn't have the opportunity to stay and look. I had to leave.
Certainly. So, do you remember seeing where the smoke was coming from at that
تتذكر على المضبوط وين منبع كان المنبع من وين عم يجي الدخان. It's the same hole that I was talking about.
Right. And was it coming out of the hole more forcefully this time?
هالمرة كان عم بيطلع من الفخذ بقوة أكتر. A little bit more.
Okay. And you describe a plastic or wooden smell.
تكلمت إنه في مثل ريحة ليها بلاستيكية أم ريحة خشب. It was plastic smell.
Okay. Did it make you cough or did it have any physical effect on you?
أثر عليك شيء سعلت من وراها أما أثر عليك جسديا؟ I can't remember.
Okay. And then you say in paragraph 17, at the top of page 6, this all happened within 5 minutes. I asked my wife to go with my kids. but she refused as she wanted to go down with me, as I'm on crutches and need help.
قلت إنه حصل هيدا كله ب5 دقايق. طلبت من زوجتي وأطفالي إنه يروحوا، لكن هي رفضت إنه تنزل بلايي لأنه أنا على عكازات وبحتاج مساعدة. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, which is when you say this all happened within 5 minutes, could you explain when the 5 minutes starts and when it stops?
بتقول إنه حصل هيدا خلال 5 دقايق. فيك تفسرنا بداية ال5 دقايق إمتين وآخرها إمتين؟
من ما فقت من النوم فتحت الباب فتحت السكر وفتحت الباب وقررت إني أنزل.
It's since I woke up and opened the door and closed the door, and I decided that they should leave.
Right. Okay. So the whole period between waking up and leaving is 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
Very good.
yes.
That's very clear. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Khoudair, we've been going for an hour.
Yes.
And I wonder whether that might now be an appropriate moment for
Well,
a
it
break.
probably is. You've got a few more questions?
I do, yes, I do have some. I have some of my own.
Right. Well, Mr. Khoudair, I think it would be sensible for us all to have a break at this point.
ناخد استراحة.
So we're
هلا.
going to stop for 10 minutes.
10 دقايق.
Please don't talk to anyone about your evidence while you're out of the room.
مش لازم تتكلم مع حدا عن شهادتك.
Could we say 3:15?
We can say that.
Yes. We'll come back at 3:15
الساعة 3:15 إن شاء الله.
and there'll be some more questions then.
نطرح عليك
All right.
أسئلة بعدين. Thank you.
Okay, you go with the usher, she'll show you where to go. All right. No rush, take your time. All right, 3:15 then, please. Now, Mr. Khoudair's on his way, but Mr. Weatherby, before he arrives, I hope this is working tolerably well.
Yes, indeed.
All
I
right.
think it's the right way of doing it through the interpreter.
He gets a bit over-enthusiastic at times.
Of course,
but,
yes, absolutely. Thank you.
We've also been able to rustle
Yes,
up a
we've now
spare
got one
microphone.
each, you see, that ought to improve things. If you don't get a decent signal, will you semaphore me? All right, you comfortable?
Yeah.
Ready to go on? You've each got a microphone now, so the courtesy of our technicians, so you should get good sound. All right.
Very good.
Yes, Mr.
Mr. Khoudair, thank you very much for coming back to us. I just want to ask you a question about the density, the thickness of the smoke you saw when you came out of your flat for the second time. You've used a smoke descriptor in your statement. Can I ask you to see that, please? It's INQ
بدي اسالك بدي اطرح عليك السؤال على سمك
406, page 2.
واستخدمت انت مثل سموك ديسكريبتور يعني وصف الدخان.
And in your statement,
Well, just wait for the question.
yeah, I think in your statement you said that the thickness was at level B. Can you confirm?
A, B, C, D. A, level A. Level A.
You think it was A? Okay. Right, okay, thank you. Now, you then say in paragraph 17, as we were in it before, if we just go back to that, on page 6, in the third line down, I left with the
Sorry,
kids.
Sorry, just a minute.
We don't have anything on the screen.
For some reason, Mr. Khoudair's screen doesn't have his statement up.
Right.
Any good?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
So page 6 of your statement, paragraph 17, 3 lines down from the top, you say, I left with the kids and my wife checked to see if the lift was working, but it was out of service.
رحت تركت مع البنات وزوجتي رحت تتحقق إذا المصعد عم بيشتغل ولكن كان ما معطل. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Now, you all left the flat. Who was the last member of your family to leave the flat? Do you remember?
مين آخر واحد من عائلتك هو ترك
زوجتي
الشقة؟
سكت الباب نزلوا هنين ونزلت وراهم.
My wife shut the door. They went before me and I followed them.
هي شافت الليفت مشان انزل انا فيها.
And she checked the lift so I could to see if I could use it.
I see.
وانا طلعت على الليفت اوت اوف سيرفيس.
And then I looked at the lift and it was out of service.
Both.
Both lifts.
Right. You say my front door did not shut automatically. My wife shut the door.
قلت إنه ما سكر تلقائيا. زوجتي هي سكرت الباب. Yeah, that's correct.
My question is, did your front door ever close automatically for all the time you lived in flat 64?
انت ديوالا سكنك هونيك هل كان يتسكر الباب تلقائيا لوحده؟ No.
Sorry.
All right. Should we just turn it off and then we won't be disturbed again? That's right. Don't worry. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Miller. Do you think you'd better ask that question
Yeah.
again?
Yes. You say my front door did not shut automatically. My wife shut the door. And my question is, did your front door ever close automatically for all the time you lived at flat 64 Grenfell Tower?
السؤال إنه هل كان يسكر تلقائيا شي مرة سكر أبدا؟ No.
Did anybody ever tell you that it was supposed to shut automatically?
حدا شي خبرك إنه من المفروض إنه يسكر تلقائيا؟ No.
When you came out into the lobby on the 9th floor. Did you see anybody else there?
وقت وصلت إلى اللوبي شفت حدا بطابقك أنت تاسع طابق شفت حدا شيء؟
طب التاسع لا.
On the 9th floor, no.
On the 9th floor, no. You say your wife checked the lift to see that it was working, and she said that it wasn't working. Did she tell you it wasn't working?
قلت إنه زوجتك طلعت حد للمصعد تتحقق إنه عم بيشتغل أم لا. هل قالت لك إنه ما عم بيشتغل؟
لا بس أنا طلعت يعني هي طلعت عشان تخليني أنزل فيه أو ننزل كلياتنا مع بعض. راحت من أنا طلعت كمان.
She checked it because so we can I can take it with my children to go downstairs, and I checked it also.
You checked it as well. What happened? Did you press the button?
كيف أنت تحققت
come?
إنه؟
ما بس شفت طلعت عليه قلت out of service.
I just looked at it and it says out of service.
Right. Where does it say out of service?
وين عم بيقولوا out of service?
Just top of the lift.
Top of the lift.
Was there a fixed sign or was it electronic?
إشارة إلكترونية أما إشارة ثابتة.
إشارة إلكترونية مكتوب عليها out of service.
Electronic sign. It says out of service.
Right. Which lift? Sorry. There are two lifts, aren't there?
الاثنين كانوا هيك.
Both of them.
Both of them were out of service.
اثنيناتهم معطلين مزبوط. Yes.
Right. And if the lift had been working, would you have used it?
إذا المصعد كان شغال كنت استخدمته؟
طبعا.
Of course.
While you were in the lobby, but before you went into the staircase, do you remember hearing a noise, like an engine noise or fan noise?
وقت كنت باللوبي قبل ما تنزل على الدرج سمعت شيء أصوات مثل صوت تهوية صوت مروحة.
سمعت صوت فاير ألارم بس كان صوت ضعيف جدا.
I heard the fire alarm but it was a very weak noise.
Right. Did you hear a like a ventilation noise or fan noise going?
تهوية أما مروحة أما no.
سمعت عن صوت ناس يعني مثل شغلة ضج يعني ميس يعني تحت وكان في صوت غميق للفاير ألارم.
I heard some voices coming from downstairs and the voices were quite deep.
Right.
Fire alarm also.
بس ضعيف جدا كان.
But the fire alarm noise was very weak.
اعتقدت انه هذا الصوت تبع فاير ألارم جاي من سيارات الشرطة انه اللي عندنا ما كانوا عم يشتغلوا.
I thought that this fire alarm noise was coming from the fire brigade sirens because the fire alarm was not working in the building.
No. So is it possible?
In my flat.
Yeah. So when you say the fire alarm was very weak, could it be that you heard a smoke alarm in someone's flat?
بتقول إنه الإنذار هيدا الفاير ألارم كتير كان ضعيف. هل بده يمكن هيدا إنذار للدخنة للتحذير من الحريقة؟
طبعا مش طلع صوت أكيد مشان هيك.
Of course, but the noise was very weak.
Right. Okay. Now, still sticking with paragraph 17 of your statement, Mr. Khoudair, you say, 5 lines down from the top, I knew I would have to use the stairs with my crutches, but luckily there was no smoke on the stairs at that time. There was a plastic burning smell all the way down the staircase. The fire door I opened on my floor and it shut behind me. Now, I just want to ask you about the door.
Would you
That's it.
have it translated?
كان عندي علم بعرف أنا كيف استعمل الدرج مع عكازاتي ولكن كان عارف إنه لازم مجبور استخدم بعكازاتي ولكن ما كان ولحظي ما كان في أي دخان على الدرج ولكن في ريحة شيء بلاستيكي عم بيحترق لحد للدرج لتحت وباب الحريق فتحته وسكرته من مرايه. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. My question is, did you open the door from the lobby into the staircase yourself?
أنت اللي فتحت شخصيا الباب من الممر إلى الدرج شخصيا. Yes.
You did. Did it close behind you? Do you remember?
سكر الباب وراه. تتذكر؟
ما بتذكر
Can't remember.
Okay.
بصراحة ما بتذكر.
Honestly, I can't remember.
When you first got into the stairwell, did you notice any smoke straight away?
أول ما وصلت على الدرج لاحظت إنه في دخان على الفور. No.
No. Were the lights on in the stairwell when you went
كان
in?
الضوء Yes, of course.
And when you went in, could you immediately smell plastic burning?
وقت دخلت الدرج على الفور شميت ريحة
لا
البلاستيك.
مو بالطابق التاسع لما صرت انزل تحت.
It wasn't on the 9th floor, but as I was going downstairs, yes.
Right. Okay. And when we go on to paragraph 18, you say in the second line, it took me a long time to get down, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and people were pushing past me.
إنه أخذ لي وقت كتير تقريبا 15 ل 20 دقيقة، الناس كانوا عم بدفشوا حوالي.
أنا بعتقد لأنه ساعتها كان في واحد بصدمة ما بيعرف الوقت قديش مزبوط، وكان في ناس عم يمروا كنت أنا بعقد لهم شوية أسند ظهري على الحيط عشان خليني يمروا، خاصة في ناس كان معهم أطفال.
I believe, but I was in a shock, so I can't really estimate the time, and I was letting people pass me, and so pass me, putting my back onto ظهرك لوين؟
الظهر على هي الهاند رول opposite of hand roll.
Opposite the rail.
Right. Was there anything about the stairs that made it easier or hard for you to go down?
في شيء يعني صعب لك النزول أما
كان ضيق الدرج.
It was very the stairs were very tight.
Tight. You mean narrow?
Narrow.
Okay. And you say 3 lines down, no one helped me. I was sitting on the stairs to rest before carrying on. How many times did you stop to rest, do you think?
أنت ما حدا ساعدك ولكن كنت عم بقعد على الدرج كم مرة قعدت.
وقعت مرتين.
I fell down twice.
You fell down?
وقعت مرتين. Yes.
Really?
I remember that now because I didn't mention that in my statement. I remember that.
Now I remember that. I did not mention this in my statement.
Right. I'm sorry to hear that.
زي أنا قعدت على الدرج وكان الناس عم يمروا خفت حد يدفشني يعني.
And also that's I said that also on the stairs I was worried that somebody will knock me down or push me.
صرت قعدت على الدرج انزل أنا قاعد على الدرج.
And I was
خطوات يعني.
going down the stairs on my back, I'm sitting on my
بعدين
bottom.
وقفت ونزلت أمشي.
And
وقت شفت خفت يعني ما في حدا يعني ذاتي صرت انزل يعني على الدرج. استعمل كراسي.
And then afterwards, I managed to go down the stairs using my crutches, and when there were less people down the stairs.
Right.
كنت عارف ناس جايين كنت اسمع صوت نزل حدا نازل على الدرج. كنت اسمع صوت ناس نازلين على الدرج. كنت اسمع صوتهم فاضطر اني اوقف ما
And then when I hear people on the stairs, I had to stop.
Yeah. And
Coming down the stairs, yes. When I hear people coming down the stairs, I had to stop.
yes. Was there enough space on the staircase for people to get past you?
في كان مسافة كافية حتى ينزلوا الناس من
انا
حتى.
كنت اعمل حالي يعني جسمي كله عامل هيك كيف هيك على رول عشان الناس يمروا من وراي.
I was in this position so people can walk behind me.
Right. Kind of just for the transcript, the witness made a movement whereby he turned and faced the wall laterally and indicated that people would pass him
خاصة الناس كان
past his back.
في واحد كان حامل طفل.
And especially some people were carrying children. There was
أعطيته طريق عشان يطلع هو
a man carrying a child, so I let him walk behind me.
No, from the action that you just demonstrated, I understood that you were holding the handrail.
Yeah.
Is that right? With your
Yes.
back towards the stairs?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, back towards the stairs, not facing the wall.
Yes.
I see. And on the way down, did you notice any difference in temperature in the air as you came down?
أنت ونازل لاحظت إنه في شيء تغيير بالحرارة أما بالجو؟
ما فكرت بهالشيء، ما بصدق، ما كنت مصدق إنه يصير تحت.
I didn't think about that. I just wanted to get downstairs as soon as possible.
And it may be the same answer, but let me try it anyway. As you came down, did you notice any smoke in the stairwell?
أنت ونازل لاحظت إنه في دخان على الدراج؟ No.
On your way down, did you notice whether any doors were open from lobbies into the stairwell?
أنت ونازل لتحت لاحظت إنه في شيء بواب خروج مفتوحة من اللوبيات للأدراج؟
ما انتبهت.
I didn't notice.
You didn't. Did you see any firefighters coming past you on your way down?
شفت شي رجال يعني أطفائية عم يمرقوا حتى؟
ما متذكر.
Can't remember.
Now, at paragraph 19, you
بظن ما حدا يعني. بظن ما حدا.
I don't believe anybody
right.
passed by me.
Okay. At the end of paragraph 18, let me just go back to that. At the very end, you say it was hot going down the stairs.
إنه قلت إنه كان
Now, this is bottom of page 6, end of paragraph 18. Last
Okay.
sentence, you say
شوبنا إحنا ونازلين لتحت
it was
تحت كان في حرارة.
عنده الطابق الخامس والرابع، بين الخامس والرابع.
Between the fifth floor,
Maybe, I'm not sure.
maybe I'm not sure.
ما بعرف عدهم يعني أنه فلور كان في شوية في حرارة، مو متذكر يعني أنا.
I can't remember exactly on which floor it was hot. I can't remember, maybe fifth and fourth. I can't remember.
okay. My question was really whether it was you getting hot with the effort of coming down, or you noticed the air temperature getting hotter.
السؤال إنه هل أنت كنت عم تشعر بالحرارة مش إنه الجهد اللي عم تعمله إنه شوبت، أما مش إنه الجو صار أشوب.
ممكن من ما بعرف يعني، ممكن من نزلتي أو كذا، ممكن من الخوف من التعب.
I don't know really. Maybe because I was going downstairs because I was tired or because I was scared. I don't know.
Right. Now, in paragraph 19 of your statement at the bottom, you say, when I got down to the entrance of the tower, I saw a firefighter in the entrance in the tower, and he said, "Do you need any help?" But I said I was okay.
وقتها وصلت على المدخل شفت رجل أطفائي وبالمدخل وقلت هل سألني بدك شيء مساعدة؟ قلت له لا ماشي الحال أوكي.
Yes, I'm fine. Because I'm anyway I get down.
شو؟
اللي نزلت تحت محلة ساعة يعني، قلت له يعني okay, I'm fine. Yeah.
I'm fine because I was downstairs already.
يطلعوا لفوق يساعدوني.
He was the thing which should have been done is firefighters going upstairs to help me.
My question is, did the firefighter ask you which flat you'd come from?
سألك من أي شقة جاية؟
لا.
No.
No. Did you tell him?
قلت له أنت أي شقة جاية؟
ما قلت له، ما صدق يعني، كنت مزعوج كثير وشفت أنه في فاتر تحت حوالي 5 6 شفتهم يعني باللوبي وعلى الدرج، فما صدقت أنه أطلع برا. كيف تفاجأت طلعت، كيف فاجأت ما حدا طلع.
No, I didn't tell them, and when I see that there were firefighters downstairs in the lobby and on the stairs, I was very surprised that none of them went upstairs.
Right. Turning to the top of page 7, still in paragraph 19, you say there was no smoke in the entrance area.
ما كان في دخان في الانترنس يعني yes.
And then you say, I didn't see any ventilation fans in the entrance area at all.
ما شفت أي هواية يعني ما شفت أي هواية هواية بالانترنس يعني بالمدخل
ما
أبداً.
طلعت ما شفت بس ما طلعت ما أكدت بس يطلع.
I did not look to see if there is any. I just wanted to leave.
I see. Okay. Did you hear the sound of a fan?
سمعت شيء صوت مروحة؟
ما بتذكر.
No, I can't remember.
Okay. And I'm going to show you a number of CCTV images taken from a camera on the ground floor of Grenfell Tower. And we've seen quite a lot of these before with firefighters, so they're not particularly distressing, although they may bring back memories of the night for you and for others. Do you feel able to look at those?
Okay, no problem.
Okay. I'm going to show you 3 in sequence, and what I'll do is I'll give you the adjusted times, and that's the best estimate we can give with the help of our experts for the real time on the camera. First of all, can we please have INQ 439? And that is an adjusted time of 01:36:21, taken by camera 2 at the foot of the stairs on the ground floor at Grenfell Tower. Can you identify you in that picture?
فيك تعرف على حالك.
Yes.
That's you. And do you remember seeing 2 firefighters?
متذكر إنه شفت شخصين من الأطفائية.
متذكر شخص واحد.
I remember that I saw one.
Right.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay. And it looks. I mean, were you having a conversation with those firefighters? Do you
عم
think?
تتكلم معهم هون عم تحكي معهم.
كان الشخص الثاني حماد بإيده عم يدلني كيف بدي أطلع.
The person who is moving his hand is showing me where to go.
Right. Okay. And if we can look at the next one, please, which is INQ 440. This is camera 3, taken in the lobby, looking into the lobby with an adjusted time mark of 01:36:33.
مأخوذة تحت هيدي تحت community room لوبي تحت بالمدخل.
Can you identify yourself?
فيك تعرف على حالك هون؟
طبعاً.
Yes, of course.
And that we can see you in the picture. Everyone seems to be looking up.
يا عم يطلع كله عم
Do you remember what
يطلعوا
you were all looking up at?
يطلعوا لفوق. على شو عم يطلعوا لفوق؟
ما بعرف ما بتذكر.
I don't know. I can't remember.
عم بي honest أنا ما بتذكر.
To be honest, I can't remember.
Right. And in the last one, the third one, which is INQ 441, if we can please have that. That's camera 1 with an adjusted time of 01:36:38. So 1:36 minutes, 38 seconds. Can you identify yourself in that picture leaving the tower?
Yes.
Right. So to the best of your recollection, does that give us the time at which you exited the tower, do you think?
فيك الوقت تقلنا الوقت امتين انت يعني بتقدر تركت نعم.
يمكن بهالوقت هاي.
Around that time maybe.
Right. Now in your statement at paragraph 19, if we get back to it,
هلا في مقطع 19.
in the last sentence at the top of page 7, you say, I left the building at 1:45 a.m.
تركت أنا الساعة 2:15 المبنى.
هو صار 5 دقائق مو يعني مو أكثر من هيك.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, not later than that.
Right. So now I've shown you the pictures with the adjusted times on them. Do you think that those times are correct?
هلا فرجيتك أنا
And not
قبل
1:45.
لقطات مع الوقت المعين عليهم. تعتقد إنه الوقت مزبوط اللي حاطينه عليه؟
I'll be honest, something maybe.
Maybe.
يعني 100% right.
I'm not 100% sure, maybe, to be honest.
Right. You then say, paragraph 20, once I got out of the building, he told me to go to the right of the building due to the fire.
وقت طلعت أنا من المبنى قال لي هو دارني على اليمين بسبب قال لي روح على اليمين بسبب
صح.
الحريق. Yes, that's correct.
Who told you that?
مين قال
Remember?
لك؟
كان في واحد اطفاء واقف اوبوزيت اوف ذا روبيك عند برات البناء قال لي روح على اليمين لانه القطع النار في نار عم تنزل كان حريق.
It was there was a firefighter standing outside the building. He asked me to go to the right because there were some fireballs coming down.
Right. And where did you go?
يا وين رحت
Next.
بعدين؟
رحت على اليمين
نوين؟
ورحت محل ما قال لي هو
I went to where he indicated me to go.
كان زوجتي واولاد عم يستنوني اوبوزيت اوف مدخل البناء.
My wife and my children were waiting for me opposite to the building.
Opposite the building on which side? The
من
south
أي
side?
جانب؟
من انترنس.
main entrance.
Main entrance. Were they waiting under the covered walkway?
يس اوتسايد.
تحت ال
اوبوزيت على الرصيف يعني مواجه البناء.
It's on the pavement
يعني
opposite.
في نار عم تنزل هون ما في نوقفوا.
It was on the pavement opposite the building because there were fireballs coming down. They couldn't stand just outside the building.
Right. You say there were fireballs coming down. Did you see the fireballs coming down yourself?
النار اللي عم تنزل.
ايه.
Yes.
Yeah. From which side of the building did you see them coming?
من أي جهة شفتهم عم بينزلوا؟
مواجه الليسر سنتر. ليسر سنتر.
It's on the side of the leisure center.
Right. So not above the entrance, but on the east side. Is that right?
على الشرق مزبوط مش يا.
بس كان في يمكن حسب ما عم يطير الهواء يجي النار.
It depends
بعدين
on.
يروح على اليمين هن خاف قال لي روح على اليمين اقصى اليمين بعدين روح هيك.
It was because of the direction of the wind. I was trying to avoid the fireballs, so I went to the extreme right, and then I continued.
Yes, I see. And when you came out of the entrance, could you see your wife and family in front of you?
وقتها خرجت من المبنى شفت عائلتك وزوجتك. Yes.
Okay. And did you feel the effects of smoke?
حسيت التأثير الدخان عليك على جسدك يعني؟
لا ما.
No.
No. Okay.
بس عندي مشكلة بالتنفس شوي هلا بسيطة يعني.
But I have at the moment I'm suffering from some breathing problems. It is not very serious.
ما بعرف شو المشكلة مش صار بعد الفريق بس ما لا عرفان حدا شو هي.
It is recent and I don't know what's the reason behind it.
Right. Okay. Mr. Khoudair, I've got no further questions
ما
for
عندي أي
you.
سؤال أسألك إياه.
Mr. Chairman, there may be one or two
ممكن
which,
في
reviewing my
سؤال
notes, I may need to ask,
Yes.
or we may get some from others. So I'm going to ask for a short
I
break.
don't think there's any alternative to our rising, is there, for a moment? I'm just thinking of
Think of the witness.
the witness. Well, look,
Yeah.
if we said 10 minutes, that should give you plenty of time.
Yes, it should.
And gives him time to get
It gives
to
him
the
time.
house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Khoudair, Mr. Millet doesn't think he's got any more
ما عندنا
questions
أي
at the
سؤال
moment,
بعد نسألك إياه.
but sometimes when he's thought about it, he has.
وأوقات بس من بعد ما يفكر بالاستراحة يمكن يكون عنده بعض الأسئلة.
So we're going to have a 10-minute break now
اوكي.
10 دقائق استراحة
to let Mr. Millet think about that.
حتى يفكر إذا عنده شيء أسئلة.
Please don't talk to anyone about your evidence when you're out of the room.
ما تكلم مع حدا على شهادتك اللي عم تتليها.
All right, and we'll resume at 5 to 4.
نرجع الساعة 4 ل 5.
All right. Would you like to go with the usher now, then, please? Right, 5 to 4 then,
Yes,
please.
thank you.
Okay. Well, Mr. Millett.
There are one or two.
Yes. Well, Mr. Khoudair, I think, is on his way.
Thank you.
All right, I think Mr. Millett has a few more questions for you.
هذه الأسئلة يطرحها لي.
Mr. Khoudair, thank you very much for coming back to us. I
شكرا
just have one or
لمجيئك.
two.
ما عنديش سؤال أم سؤالين.
After you and your family left the tower, did anybody ask you or your family which flat or floor you'd come down from?
من بعد ما تركت أنت وعائلتك المبنى، هل حدا سألك أنت من أي طابق جاي؟
البوليس سألني واخذوا اسامينا وقالوا فلور اللي نزلنا نحن ووقت نحن عرفوا بورتوبيلو كمان سالونا كمان.
The police asked us. They asked us which floor they came from, and also they took our names. And when we went to Portobello, also.
Right, I see. When did the police take those details from you?
متى أخذوا منك هالبيانات؟
بعد ما نزلنا بحوالي ساعة ونص.
After we,
أتذكر.
I can't remember exactly, but it's after an hour and a half of us being downstairs.
Right, okay. And how do you remember it was an hour and a half?
كيف بتعرف تتذكر إنه ساعة ونص؟
لأنه صار يرجعونا لورا، رجعوا لورا حتى وصلنا للرشا سنتا.
They were pushing us backwards and till we got to the leisure center.
I see.
بعدين قالوا لنا في باص جايتكم تعملوا في باص حوالي بعدين أخذوا أسامينا قالوا في باص جايتكم يحطكم مكان تستريحوا فيه.
And then we were told that there were buses that they were going to come and pick us up to take us to a place where we can rest.
بس ما صار شيء.
But this did not happen.
No. At what point did you tell the policeman about the details of the flat and floor you'd come down from?
امتين قلت له يعني للشرطي التفاصيل الشقة ومن وين شقة جاية أنت امتين قلت له إياها؟
هن كانوا يسألوا الناس يعني كان في ناس كتير تحت صاروا يسألوا الناس مين من البلوك سجلوا اسمين يقولوا روح على جهة هاي.
There were a lot of people downstairs. They were asking who lives in which block, and they were pointing to the groups according to where we're living.
Right. At what point in time was that, do you think?
وتقريبا هيدا امتين حصل ساعة يعني.
والله حوالي يمكن تنتين. ما متذكر يعني بس حوالي تنتين.
I can't remember really.
Well, let me try this way. How long after you left the tower did you give the policeman your address?
من بعد ما تركت المبنى بقديش أعطيته العنوان للشرطي؟
من ساعة 3/4 الساعة ما متذكر يعني بصراحة.
An hour or 3/4 of an hour. I can't remember exactly.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Khoudair, I have a final question.
عندي سؤال آخر.
Apart from what you've put in your written statement, and apart from what you've told us this afternoon, is there anything else that you observed on the night of the fire that you think it's important that the chairman should know?
ما عدا المحتويات اللي افادتك وافادتك يعني الشهاده اللي اعطيتها اليوم، في شيء انت لاحظته لازم تعبر عليه انه كمان تعبر عليه للجنه؟
طبعا.
Yes, of course.
أول خطوة إنه المفروض ما يحطوا الناس اللي عندهم إعاقة بنات ببيوت عالية.
First of all, they should not accommodate disabled people on a floor that is a high floor.
بعدين المفروض يكون إذا يعني حطون مو حطون إذا يكون الدرج شوي يكون عريض شوي مشان الناس إذا كان في disabled people ساكنين بنا يكون مساعدهم.
And then also the stairs should be wider to enable disabled people to go down the stairs.
ويكون عند الفاير فايتر خبرة أكثر بالتعامل مع هيك حرائق.
And then also to ensure that the firefighters are properly trained and have more experience in dealing in such incidents.
خاصة كانت تنتقل المعلومات من رجال الأطفاء للهيد أوفيس، كانت تنتقل بعض المعلومات غلط نحو ما سمعنا، وكان أي حريق يصير بأي مكان المفروض يطلب من الناس إنه يخلع المبنى من يضل
And also we heard that the information that was related to the head office was from the fire brigade was not correctly done, and also head office
إنه يتعامل مع الحرائق بطريقة يعني جدية أكثر، خاصة يكون يعني يعترفوا إنه عمره كان يتعامل مع الحرائق بشكل صحيح.
And also to be able to deal with incidents when there is fire, such fires, and to deal in the proper way.
Mr. Khoudair, thank you very much.
Shukran.
It remains for me to thank you very much for your evidence this afternoon. It's been
You're welcome.
we're extremely grateful to you for coming here and assisting us with our investigations. So thank you.
Okay, welcome.
And I'd add my thanks to those of Mr. Millett. It's really important and helpful for us to hear about your experience on the night in question and to hear about the conditions in the tower as you experience them. So thank you very much for coming to tell us all about it.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, and now you are free to go. And I should say thank you to Madam Interpreter as well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you like to go with the usher then, please? Okay. Thank you very much. Take your time. Yes, Mr. Millett.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the evidence for the day, and we start again, subject to you, Mr. Chairman, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, with the next witness, who Mr. Rawat will be taking.
Right. Well, thank you very much. Well, we've used the day quite fully.
Yes.
Which is always a good thing. So we'll break now and resume at 10 o'clock tomorrow with our next witness.
Very well.
Very good. Thank you very much indeed.